A traveling art exhibit highlights a program that pairs budding artists with mentors. Town Council will continue work on the proposed FY15 operating budget, and Cape Cod Community College wants to help small business owners with a free class on social media marketing. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, June 11th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. A local organization pairs aspiring artists with seasoned professionals. The Cape and Islands Workforce Investment Board has run the Artworks program for the past 15 years. Executive Director David Augustino says Artworks is part of the organization's Schools to Careers program.
So it's pretty well established in the region. A lot of the art educators are they're very comfortable referring students to us. So basically what the program consists of is we have a partnership with Heritage Museums and Gardens, and Heritage does the hands-on activity for us, and what we do is we match up about 40 student artists with individual mentors over the course of and they work with the mentors over the course of a semester. So we do 20 in the from between September and December, and it's usually about an 8-week program. And then for the second semester, January through June, we do another 20, and then we cap off the year with an exhibition, which is currently hung at the Heritage Museums and Gardens, and we're very lucky to have other partners to help to promote the program and to display our students' artwork. So the exhibit will actually also be at the Cape Cod Museum of Art in Dennis from June 24th to July 13th, and it'll be down in Wellfleet's Preservation Hall from June 7th to the 22nd. And we actually take a selection up to the State House. Sarah Peake and Senator Wolf have been very supportive of this program over the years, and so the student art, we bring the students up for a nice reception up there, and their art hangs in the State House for a good portion of the summer, July 18th through August 18th.
Augustino says that Artworks participants get to spend a lot of time outside the classroom with their mentors.
They get to see the environment that the artist is working in, and some are working in their own galleries, their own studios. Some are in the studio is attached to their house or something like that. So, and they get to see that it's much more than just creating the art. That somewhere along the way that commerce has to enter the equation, and there are certain things that you have to do just like any other business. So that's part of what we try to instill with the artists, and we've been very lucky in our association with Heritage Museums over the last couple of years. We've been able to expand our offerings quite a bit, where previously we had been more into the visual and fine arts. Now we're able to offer internships in diverse areas such as fashion design, landscape design, of course, I'm not going to be able to think of all of them, but actually in poetry, animation, music. This year we had a young lady who created a symphony or a piece, a concerto piece during her internship and stuff. So where before it had been mostly just painting and sculpture, now we've been able to get into a lot more artistic areas and be able to reach, I think, more students along the way, which is part of our goal.
Augustino says the Artworks program is geared towards junior and senior level high school students.
And we depend on the art educators to refer students to us. So the personnel who have been staffing the program for some time have relationships with the art educators.
Sure.
And that's usually how we find them. And so our students come from most of the school districts, even some of the private or charter schools We open up this program to them. Usually our School to Careers program, we're in 11 school districts, and we don't usually deal with the private schools or even the charter schools so much. But for this particular program, we try to be as inclusive as possible because it's just a great way for us to be able to encourage these young people who have an artistic vision.
The Artworks exhibit can be viewed at the Preservation Hall in Wellfleet now through the 22nd of June and at the Cape Cod Museum of Art in Dennis from June 24th to July 13th. To learn more about the Artworks program, you can visit ciwib.org. That's ciwib.org. Town Council will continue debating the proposed operating budget for fiscal FY15 this Thursday night. Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin talked with Finance Director Mark Milne about how his department prepares the budget. We will share a portion of that interview with you now.
Mark, wanted to talk a little bit more about the process. Of course, this is a large document. Lots of information comes into it. Can you talk to me a little bit about how the Finance Department and you specifically work with all of the department heads to get this document completed?
Yeah, it's really a year-long process that begins usually in late summer in August, September, and we ask every department to go through and detailing what all their needs are, any additional funding requests. We sit down with the departments and we review all of those additional funding requests. We also ask them to submit potential budget reductions in the event that we don't have the funding resources, and we evaluate those on a case-by-case basis with the department heads, always looking for opportunities to realign resources within the organization as well to better to provide more efficiencies. For example, or effectiveness in delivery of services, and that's illustrated by many of the transfers of positions that we did include in this year's FY15 budget, where we shifted some personnel around from one department to another to try to better create more efficiency in our operations. We felt that some positions would align better in other departments. So
Indeed.
It's really it's a year-long process.
Sure, and with those position changes, is that something that comes down as a suggestion from perhaps your office or the manager's office, or does that come from the departments, or is it really that depends on the case-by-case basis?
Yeah, it's a case-by-case basis. It's generally the inputs provided, from finance, from town manager, and from the department itself. It's sometimes the idea will be generated by one particular department, but then an in-length discussion takes place after that to flush out that idea to see if it makes sense.
Indeed. So in terms of getting that information out there, as I was speaking with our town council president earlier, obviously so much information for the council to absorb to be able to make these important decisions. Talk to me a little bit about, is it something that if councilors have a question, they can give you a call, or is it more that's where the presentations that we're going to be seeing over the next few weeks at council come into play?
The town manager has stated that we're more than welcome to meet with anybody that has any questions about any specifics within the budget document itself. So we are prepared to do so, in advance of any council meeting and any public hearing. If there's, if somebody wants to really delve into an issue and discuss a proposal within the budget and not do that in a council format, but rather do it on a one-on-one basis with the town manager's office and myself, we're more than welcome to do that. So that invitation is still out there.
And again, Town Council will continue working on the budget during its meeting this Thursday night at 7 o'clock in the Town Hall hearing room. A free social media clinic for the Cape's business community is being offered this week in Hyannis. Cape Cod Community College is hosting the workshop at its Hyannis Main Street location. You can call Cape Cod Community College with any questions. Again, the program is free and will be held tomorrow from 1 to 4. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will chat with Town Council President Jessica Rapp-Grassetti. She will have a preview of tomorrow night's Town Council meeting. We'll also talk with Airport Manager Bud Brielt about JetBlue's new direct route from New York to Hyannis. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.